Very fucking snippy today, Ray. Very snippy.
How have I been snippy?
God.
How have I been snippy?
God, just so anxious and petty.
Petty? How am I? Wow.
So fucking
No.
petty.
How have I been
It's a
petty?
normal day for him.
Let's just wait for headlines and find out, shall we? Such a bitch, too. I don't mean too good. Can I do it before so no one make fun of me? That's right. Drink away, you slob.
I'm not
Bobby,
slob. Fuck you.
Bobby, new room?
Same room.
Great.
For the
What
first
happened to
time.
the weights, though? What happened to the weights?
Sometimes you take the weights off, then you put them back on, then you move where they go. You don't always leave the weights on. That's obvious.
God, have you ever done anything athletic or exercise in your life, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
Try getting swole one time for me, like Bobby. One time.
One time. I'll try. I'll try, baby.
Bobby's going on that bar only looking svelte. That's how he keeps that svelte figure.
100 reps. 100 reps.
1,000.
Yeah, low weight, high reps. Exactly.
That's right. Tone. It's all about tone.
It's all about tone.
Yeah.
He eats his nuts and berries. He goes out in the woods, gets his nuts and berries, eats that, then goes for tone. 1,000 reps, then
Very
goes
healthy
to bed.
guy. It's a very good way to live.
Bobby would, with his ancestors, push the gender gap as hunter-gatherers and warriors, where generally the Native American women would be the hunter-gatherers, the men being the warriors. Bobby feels like a hunter-gatherer in the tone category.
You son of a bitch.
Speaking of hunter, look how dark my situation is. This is I'm on site.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna have a hurricane soon, so that's probably why.
Look at
Looks like
Mr.
he's like sheltering in place. So yeah.
Mr. Current Events over there watching the news. Good for you.
Oh, look at the flashlights. I mean, flashlights that are going off behind you.
Yeah, I got a strobe light going on behind me. I can't talk about this. I recently got this and a good foreclosure deal off Zillow. It was listed as Diddy's ex property, so got it cheap.
Lot of lube. Lot of lube up there.
On site at the freak off location.
Yeah,
Did you watch that video last night?
Literally, this place is. I didn't. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my god! It's 5 minutes, but it's well worth the 5 minutes.
I know. I was just talking about it. I need to get into it. Speaking of getting into it, we're late here. Let's get into the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday Rewind live Thursday night. Let's do it with some opening takes. Ray, you're still in suspension, so you must go first. Please, your opening take.
Thank you, Richard. My opening take, I'm going to go off the Patriots. I'm going to the Celtics because it opened up training camp this week, and the Jays did everything that every Celtics fan wanted. They are hungry. They're spiteful. It sounds like it. People were asking Jason Tatum about the Olympics, the snub, not getting the MVP in the finals, all of that, and he just says, you know what? I'm just looking forward to the next season. He's saying all the right things. Jaylen Brown, same thing with him. Hungry, didn't get on the Olympic team, went over to China for a shoe deal. He got a new shoe deal. Cool for him. But yeah, I love it. The Celtics are going to be spiteful little cunts this season. I can't fucking wait.
I love Ray's response to that, because I think I agree mostly with that. There's nothing terribly wrong from Media Day for the Celtics, but
I think it was all great. I think what they were saying though was great.
Relax, Ray. I'm talking.
Sorry.
We'll get to the Celtics. It is in our show, so thank you for bringing them up. But just the giddiness from the green teamer with that raging Kelly Green boner over there is it's great. It's good. It's good energy. Thank you for bringing it. Bobby, your opening take.
Our AVP and Big Black Hoyer, dim-witted knuckleheads. Is a 7-step drop a good idea when you have the worst offensive line in the league? What's a ball cock? All these questions and more the boys and I will answer for you if you stick around. Just to give you a hint and tickle your nutsack a little bit, the answer to the first question is yes.
And no matter where I am.
Hi, Finley. Can't hear us, though.
You don't belong on this Diddy shack. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Skedaddle.
Thank you for saying hi. Okay, I'll give you my opening take. I was going to go Celtics. Ray stole my thunder. I'll go with the theme of the show here. It was all Bill's fault. I've been ranting and raving about this. Finishing up the email today, I was thinking, have we talked about this too much? Quick answer: No, we haven't. All right. Show's labeled "It's all Bill's fault," as in Bill Belichick. And the purpose of that is to talk about Elliott Wolf and his ineptitude and lack of ability to create a roster that's going to be competitive. this year. And, we saw the lows of it, hopefully, on Thursday night against the Jets. And I think we probably saw the highs of it in Cincinnati. Bobby touched on a little bit from the offensive side of the ball. But the roster construction from this team from 4 wins, I don't think there's enough being made of it. So we're going to revisit this every single week. Every single time they blow. Elliot Wolf has not done enough, and his name should be at the top of the list, if not Robert Kraft or Jonathan Kraft, who made the decision to move on from Bill Belichick for why the Patriots are where they are.
Beautiful.
I can't tell you how in my own head I am right now, not being able to hear myself talk.
You sound great, though. That's why you know that.
It's really freaking me out. So just so you know.
Just trust it, baby. Just trust it.
I start doing a Ron Burgundy thing and I can't control it out of my voice, then so we'll do that. I didn't throw I'm way off my game. Traveling really fucked me up here. The rundown for today, we're going to do Patriots talk, of course. We'll be talking about pondering Patriots, picking up the scraps from last week. Bobby Bukaki brought us some interesting further analysis from looking at that game and some of the play calling there. 10 questions from the around the NFL, new segment that I'm excited about.
And beyond.
Beyond. Thank you. Good point. Another new segment, the best of the internets, which I'm really excited about. If anyone's listening on the podcast, sorry, this is mostly a visual segment where we just take screenshots of memes we found on the internet and laugh. So you're going to want to jump on YouTube, subscribe to catch that. Of course,
I should have thrown Grant's on there. I should have thrown Grant's casket thing on there because Bobby's not a part of that. Bah!
You've got time. I got time.
And
And of course, we're going to do some Celtics talk. It is basketball season. The Patriots blow. It's basketball season. Get used to it. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind Live, Thursday night, September 26th. Welcome to the show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
Vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's QUE. You idiot. QUE, you idiot. It was all Bill's fault. Again, following up on my opening take, we're going to start Patriots here in the roster that Elliot Wolf has built or lack thereof. Just to set the table for our Patriots talk. We've got a lot of good things to talk about in that. But again, week to week, we cannot forget the en contraire of bullshit that Elliot Wolf put out here for this team to try and compete this year. He has not set them up for success. And if you feel free, if you'd like to throw Jonathan Kraft or Robert Kraft into the mix here in terms of blame pie, go for it. But let me just point out the obvious here, okay? Their offensive line is absolute dog shit. It's garbage. They were working with undrafted players and kids off the street by the end of that game on Thursday night. They signed another left tackle to the practice squad in the midst of Gerard Mayo and Layden Robinson and everybody else in that team saying it's all correctable, it's all fixable, no worries. We are now looking at Vidarian Lowe as the savior for left tackle coming off of injury. That tells you all you need to know about the state of that team. And you have to start with the offensive line and then move right across the line of scrimmage to the defensive side of the ball. And I just look at it this way, Bobby. Like, they've been laying the groundwork for this is going to be a rebuild, a long rebuild. Be patient with us. We've got our quarterback. We're going to be patient with him. If that's the case, how do you not invest heavily into the line of scrimmage on offense and defense? And just to give you a reminder, their investment level on both sides of that ball was zero from outside the organization. Zero. Their main investments on that side of the ball were Mike and Winnow, which was big at $20 million, overpaid for a guard playing tackle, and why can't I ever remember the defensive tackle's name? Probably because he sucks and he's invisible. That they re-signed. Gotcha. Thank you. Those were your big moves on the line of scrimmage, both of which are underachieving, neither of which made any improvement moving forward. So if you're really in this position where you're restarting from Bill Belichick, how do you not let some of these guys go and reinvest in the line and build from there? In addition to drafting your quarterback at 3, that took nothing. That just took the guy falling to you, which we'll get to. So I don't know if I'm repeating myself from previous shows, or if this is a theme that's getting too old. Please speak up. I just think it's the root of the problem that we're seeing, and I don't hear it talked about enough across the other platforms and sports talk radio in Boston. So I thought it'd be important to bring up. Elliot Wolf
Before the draft started, that was the big issues. The offensive line was an issue. They needed to address it. We needed a number 1 wide receiver. That was a big issue as well. Also, we needed a number 2 cornerback to go on the other side of Christian Gonzalez. None of those things Elliot Wolf or Gerard Mayo or Robert Kraft, Jonathan Kraft addressed in the offseason. They still have gaping holes there. The left tackle is probably the biggest issue because I'm not doing a mother joke. I'm saving it because I got one. Try to be a professional.
Gaping hole.
Yeah. You have a franchise.
I just like it noted that gaping hole was left untouched.
Thank you.
Unlike the gaping hole at your mother's
house.
Yeah!
There it is. Nothing like a self alley-oop.
Yeah, but you have a franchise quarterback now with Drake May, so you need to be able to protect him. And obviously, this line would not be able to do that because Jacoby Brissett looks like he's going to die every goddamn game now.
Bobby.
Yeah, so, I mean, the title is correct. It was all Bill's fault. There was, Raymond just laid it out, everything they couldn't fix. The problem is that all those things needed to get fixed. There wasn't one thing that they could have walked into and said, well, this unit is good. What, safeties? Cool. There wasn't any one thing. They needed everything. An offensive line. They needed a defensive line rebuild. They needed playmaking linebackers. They needed an entire new wide receiver core. They needed everything on offense. And it was impossible to do. And it really didn't seem like they really tried to. They didn't even exhaust all of their resources. They have $40 million in cap space, which leads us to simply hope that they're going to take this next offseason seriously, other than just bring back a team that won 4 games the previous year.
Sounds like the Red Sox formula right there.
Well, or at least learn from it, right? So they whiffed on Calvin Ridley. They wanted a tackle in the draft. They misread the draft. They got outplayed in the draft. They tried to trade up into the first round. Chiefs beat them to it. They tried to trade in the second round. Chiefs beat them to it. I mean, if you look at what the Chiefs did and trading up for Xavier Worthy and trading up for the guy, I'm not even going to pronounce his name.
Kingsley Sumatea.
Thank you. That's the exact playbook the Patriots should have done and tried to do and failed at it. So, sorry, Barry, if you want to look at it and say at least they had a plan, okay, but they atrociously failed at that plan. And that Ridley deal has such ramifications, because if they land Ridley in free agency, they don't probably draft Polk in the second round. They get their tackle in the second round, and maybe the dominoes fall into play, and we're not looking at Jacoby Brissett with grass up his ass 60% of the time he drops back to throw. So whether it's lack of plan or lack of execution, I would just like it known on a weekly basis that we have to watch get their asses handed to them, that Elliot Wolf should be getting a large swath of the blame here. Okay, so that's that. Pondering Patriots and picking up the scraps. Going back to last game on Thursday, maybe a little bit further if you want to, and then I want to get to Bobby stuff because that stuff's really good. So, Ramondre Stevenson, 3 fumbles in 3 games. Essentially got benched. Toot, Ray, you fucking idiot. I told you he was going to get benched. He did. And then when asked about it, it's okay. I just want to hear Ray. Rich, you're right.
Rich, you're right.
And
I
love you.
Again.
And I love you.
And I love you.
Thank you. Ramondre Stevenson, when asked at his locker after that ass kicking in New Jersey, have you learned anything from this loss? Quote, just another loss. With the tone and I'll just leave it with the tone of a guy that just got paid.
Today. Like me. Just
kind of like you. Fucking, well, no. You're sassy, spunky because, I think you care, probably too much. This sounds like a guy that's been on a team that's been shit for 3 years and just got a bunch of money and got their doors blown off, and he played a bad game, and he has this fuck it mentality. That's what that sounded like. We're probably making it too big of a deal
Just to
out of it.
clarify, Ray's sassiness comes from general cuntiness.
True. And Ramondre's comes from frustration. And I think we all like
the development of a loser mentality. Those are some loser ass comments.
Go ahead, Bobby. That's what we're afraid of, and that's kind of the point of bringing this up.
Well,
Has the team slipped into a losing culture already?
He's been in the league 3 years. He's been for a losing team. This last year and this year, there's been little chance of them winning. He's at this point, he's a predominant player on the team, whether he's in a leadership role or not. Doesn't appear that, but he's their starting running back that's been paid, and he sounds like a loser. Like, that's not what anyone who takes winning seriously would ever say, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was maybe hopefully it was just an unfortunate quote from you can't put that on the internet, Ray. Our number one commenter's comment on that was Ray's this comes from his retardation, which
he did take the short bus. That's cool.
We are sympathetic to all
Yes.
mental capacities.
Yes.
And Ray legitimately might have one. So anybody that's getting mad at us, fuck off. He's stupid as shit. Yeah. Dude, we actually do need a doctor to diagnose you. We could get away with so much more stuff if you were actually full
That
R.
would be a great guest. Could we get a guest come on live to give him an IQ test?
Just
I don't see why. Could we? I think that would be very good.
just a general fundamental like motor skills test. Like,
What if we all took an
actually,
IQ
this is
test
what
and
we
I
could do.
beat all three, all
the
of us?
person
I came up top.
could sit with
Probably
all
would
three of us
happen.
individually, and then she can come on and discuss our results.
Why is that?
I had to take the Wonderlic test for a job interview once.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah,
How'd you do?
they didn't give me. I don't know. They didn't give me my score, but it was.
Did you get
Did
the
you
job?
get the job?
No.
There we go.
Speaking of not getting jobs and loser mentality and blowing, Jacoby Brissett, man, like I don't want to go full toot on this, but when they signed him, we all called him Big Black Horror just because he was another backup quarterback with not a whole lot of upside. And Jesus Christ, do these quotes shout fucking backup quarterback loser if I've ever heard one. And look, I get it. We're all praising Jacoby Brissett. He's getting his ass kicked back there. The line's not giving him any help, and he's put on the good face, and he's here to warm the seat for May until he gets in there, which I think we all are in agreement. Just that was a horrible strategy to begin with. Like, to bring a guy in that's not interested in having the starting job is stupid in the NFL. But anyway,
I thought it was I thought that was a good idea because he doesn't.
oh, that's right.
care.
You were the only one who thought
I
it
was
a
the
good
only
idea.
one. I thought it was a good idea because he doesn't care if he loses it midway through the season and let Drake May play. He wouldn't be that spiteful little douche that cries on the sideline and doesn't want to help him out, kind of like a Drew Bledsoe, Tony Romo thing that we'll get into later on.
And how's that working out? 98 yards. Terrible. How about you get a guy like Gardner Minshew who actually wants to play and is leading a team that is not that much more talented to wins that he shouldn't, and is playing above what he should be playing.
Afraid to throw the football down the field, at least.
Give me a guy
Gardner,
that wants
he
to
also
compete,
drips
not
sacks, though.
what? Hey, put some respect on Jacoby Brissett's name. Do you see that fit he walked into the game with the other day?
The Pilgrim one. Bobby got very offended.
Cross-dressing Pilgrim.
Yeah, Bobby got very offended by that.
The stat of the day for that from the Simple Mind Sports Show was there has not been a cross-dressing Pilgrim that has finished a career over 500 as a quarterback in the NFL. So that's what you're looking at, Jacoby Brissett. Here's what he said over the week, okay? This week at home, Brissett thought back to his 2018 season and everything he went through. The Patriots quarterback has been sacked on 11.54% of his dropbacks this season. During that stretch in 2018 in Indianapolis, he was sacked on 9.98% of that time. For anybody who's not familiar with sack percentage, that's a lot. Here's what Jacoby said, quote, "Over these last few days, I actually reflected on a lot of situations and times that I've been in my career," Brissett said on Wednesday. "Playing, not playing, different seasons of how things have gone. I think over these last few days, I really reflected, and it puts a lot of things in perspective from the holistic viewpoint. I repeat, from the holistic viewpoint, but also day to day, it was funny. I actually did reflect. I'm not bullshitting. I did reflect. He goes on to say, quote, "You talk about getting hit. My first year in Indy, I got hit a lot, but you still get up. Just the aspect of the game." And on the surface, this is going to sound like, end quote. On the surface, this is going to sound like I'm shitting on Jacoby Brissett, because I am. Dude, fucking grow a set. Good God. What is he talking about? Is he just talking about reflecting on being on a shitty team and getting his ass kicked and what it's about? Because that's what his whole career's been. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. Why did that quote piss me off and aggravate me as much as it did?
Because
he just sounds like a loser.
Yeah, it's a loser quote.
We didn't talk anything about winning football games or getting better. He talked about his loser career. What does that do?
Thank you. Yeah.
It's not like the shitty things you've done in the past. Talk about what you're going to do for the Patriots in this season.
Yeah, it's not like he was like, yeah, in Indy, and then we got hit a lot, and then we fixed it and came back, and we were able to correct ourselves and go on and win some ball games.
He didn't relate it to future success.
He was like, no, I've sucked before, and it's felt a lot like this.
Continue to suck.
Yeah, real annoying. So there's your Jacoby Brissett. Okay, here's some good stuff from Bobby Bukaki. Upon further review, something that Bobby touched on in his opening take. Our head coach, AVP, and Big Black Horror, dim-witted knuckleheads, he asks. What does the film say in the Patriots offense? It says AVP is calling and scheming plays that the line cannot support, and BBH ain't doing shit. They're banging their heads against the wall harder than Irene's head hits the bedpost. Boom, roasted. AVP calling 7-step dropbacks, other long developing pass plays, and a 7-step drop back with a 9-yard drop back when you have deficiency tackle play. Common sense would tell you that if you have trouble protecting, you should run 3-step drops and get the ball out. That makes sense. Give us a little bit more insight into what you're talking about there in terms of play calling, 7-step drop backs, 9-yard drop backs, so on and so forth.
Sure. So basically what's going on is they are not running plays that are conducive to getting the ball out quickly, as in everything is long developing. They're running bootlegs where you're going to run off to the side, where it's going to take 3 to 4 seconds before Brissett's even turned around to throw the ball. Literally a 7-step drop is they go 9 yards back before that final back foot hits the ground. So that's like a 4-second drop for tackles that can't block. And then also that's combined with Brissett not changing plays at the line. Something we were told that the reason that he's in there is because he can get up and he has the tools to fix these things. So then they're going up and snapping a ball with a declared run blitz and snapping it right into the run blitz. They're not changing the play. They're not doing anything. So basically they're just going up with a play, running that play, and that play is not. They aren't doing things like, for example, a shotgun pass where, okay, now we can see what's in front of us, snap the ball, boom, go where it needs to go. They're running. It's a poor play for what they know that they have as a physical deficiency currently.
And that obviously goes back to AVP. And the other thing I heard about this is on their play actions, specifically in that Jets game.
Yes, this is great.
They were running it out of the outside zone blocking scheme, but the only success that they have running the ball is through the old Patriots power game, and they've never run the ball on run outside zone. So
it's only play action on the zone. So if they run an outside zone setup, it's a pass, 100% pass, because they haven't run a run out of that season yet. It's crazy.
I think by pass you meant attempted murder on Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
because that's basically what any rusher sees when they go to outside zone at this point from a rushing standpoint. That's not where they run the ball. So a lot of coaching, second guessing there. But don't worry, guys. Rookie Layden Robinson says it's all going to be okay. Raymond?
One game, one play don't define you, so you just get back to it. And then now it's just our job in practice to literally go in there and tweak what we know we did wrong so that we don't repeat it in the next game.
I was going to say, how fixable is it?
Oh, it's very fixable. All mental errors, all like technical errors are really important, and they're very easy to fix. I say our effort wasn't a problem. It was just, those just technical errors that we had, and they're easily fixable.
Raymond?
Yeah, very, very fixable, all mental errors, we're going to fix that real quick. real quick. That'll be
Better
49ers game.
attitude than
You won't even know
Stevenson.
that.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point, Bobby.
Well, that's very good. That's a
Yeah,
winner
that's
mentality.
At least he
Stevenson,
still cares about. He's got a positive outlook here.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Wonderlicks and SAT type questions, I would phrase that as Bobby's last statement. The pass was to murdering Jacoby Brissett, as Landon Robinson's description of technical issues is to sucks. Those are all equivalents. Ray, did you take the SATs?
Nope.
Okay. Real quick,
Such
the
a
Navy
fucking
didn't.
asshole.
The Navy didn't make you take an SAT. They just
No, just made me bang your mother from behind and see if she
they
squirted.
just hey
There it
downstairs
is.
easy.
There it is. There it is.
Well, I didn't let you in,
I
so
had
you
to
didn't do a
save
good
it.
job with that
I
one
save
either.
it. There.
Son, we don't need to see how smart you are. Can you do a squat? Oh no, your knee sucks. Fuck off. Get out of here.
God damn it.
Here's a plunger, idiot. Okay. Here's the biggest thing I would like to understand moving forward. Here's what I want to do. I want to move forward here. I got the 49. Probably like the plunger joke.
I did. I got a mental picture of a guy handing a plunger.
Every failed cadet for a physical deficiency leaves the Naval Academy with a plunger, just looking like sad.
Me though, I'm stupid, so it didn't matter. I was just
No,
trying to
you're
figure out
like-
what I
He
used
took it
for.
to heart. He's like,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
I got a direction. I'm gonna go that way.
I can't get an erection, but I got direction.
Boom. There you go. There's a t-shirt. With an arrow pointing up and limping all the way back down. Okay. Bounce back. Can the Patriots bounce back from Thursday nights against the Jets? What does that look like? What can we take out of this upcoming inevitable 49ers loss? They're going to lose to the 49ers on Sunday, 4 p.m. If anyone is listening, it's not a 1 p.m. start.
West Coast.
Do they bounce back in the areas of fundamentals, tackling? They've still been very under, not a lot of penalties on this team. So that's one thing you put in the checkbox. Can we blame last week on a short week, first week from a new coaching staff on a short week, and they just didn't have the shit together. They didn't know how to prepare for it. Can they come back? Is there enough to look at this game and this loss optimistically? What does that type of game look like, Raymond? Obviously they cannot get their doors blown off, but even if they do, if they lose like 24-7, but they're kind of competitive and maybe, Purdy hits a late third quarter big score and it kind of puts the game away. I don't know what type of game are you looking at where you can take something optimistic out of this loss?
Defense looks good. Defense starts communicating better. Christian Gonzalez plays well against Deebo Samuel. You got a lot of people on the other side of the ball that aren't going to be playing. No, Deebo Samuel is not even playing. I'm sorry. What's that number? Ayuk going against Ayuk. Kittle's not playing, so there's a tendency that's going to be that the 49ers offense is going to be limping into there. So if the defense kind of looks all right, then that's going to be good. That's a step in the right direction. Communication, all that. I think the offensive line, you're at a loss. You're going to be lining up a eligible tackle for a receiver. 9 times out of 10 now, it's going to be a run scheme through and through, and it's just one-dimensional football on the offensive side of the ball that's going to die. I think the defensive side is the only thing that can go up on next week.
Interesting. The word out of San Francisco, Bobby, is the talk is all revolving around the injuries. They have $104.9 million of payroll on the injured list right now. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey on the top of that, Deebo, whatever the list is, you can go down it. That's the number one point of discussion. The coaches, Shanahan is trying to talk around that it's not an excuse, but kind of couching that it is an excuse, because when you lose in the fashion that they lost last week, completely choking the game away from a time management standpoint and an execution standpoint against the Rams. Yeah, Shanahan did his best to take it on the chin, like Irene, but you could hear those couch remarks that, yeah, look, we're pretty banged up here. I'll just read you one quote. This is the one that he was, if you watch the game, I forget the receiver, it was like their third or fourth receiver, but Purdy hit like a 30-yard strike
Jennings.
down the
Is it
right.
Jennings?
No. Jennings had
Ronnie
an
Bell.
unbelievable game. Ronnie Bell, thank you. Never heard of him before he missed that ball that hit him directly in the chest that would have put him at the 25-yard line for the win, basically. And this was Shanahan's response to that. And this was the tone of excuse making, but not excuse making that you're getting from the 49ers. Here's what Shanahan said, quote, obviously we didn't get it done. Didn't make a catch at the end. You have to listen to that to hear the tone, but he's like, that fucking guy, that guy screwed us. We didn't make the catch. He goes on to say, you could come out of it and run it in the first couple downs, but we were trying to win it. And when we're in bounds, that's why we huddled up and didn't go with the 2-minute mode. Basically saying they left too much time on the clock for the Rams to come down there and kick the field goal to win, but also not talking about the completely blown punt coverage, allowing the Rams to get to midfield and that. So anyway, that's where the 49ers are coming from. Obviously a frustrated point. The coaches are kind of walking on a tightrope there. Kyle Shanahan has a history of underachieving and blowing big leads, 28-3. There you go.
Did they sign massive contracts though for like 7 years or something like that? Him and John Lynch. I understand that the NFL. I don't think they're going anywhere, but I understand the frustration. They should be walking all over the NFC, all that stuff, and losing to the Rams, who are depleted right now without Cooper Kupp. Who else did they lose? Did they lose another receiver?
Luka.
Yes,
all their offensive line. I think they had to. They had to. I think it was a Kupp or Puka. They had to put someone on IR because their injury list was too long. They weren't allowed to put anybody else on their injury list.
Yeah, I think it was Cooper
designated to return injury.
Yeah. So anyway, Bobby, that's a long way to say coming from where the 49ers are and where the Patriots are. What's the type of game that we can walk away from this from a loss and go, all right, they're 1-3, but they're moving in the right direction.
No defensive miscommunication, no breakdowns, no 50-yard touchdown passes where a guy's untouched. That's fine. Make them drive the length of the field, and if they score on you, they score on you. But keep it all in front of you. That's the best you can hope for on defense. Make them earn every yard. On offense, show the ability to throw the forward pass. That's it. It doesn't have to be literally like actually throw the ball downfield more than yards that we've had, which is what's the most, 140. Like let's try and get like 175 in yards, like just like anything like that, where and build like an actual play action and work in the offense kind of as a whole, not just it's just Pop Douglas or it's just Hunter Henry this game. Kind of sprinkle it around just to kind of
maybe some maybe pockets of cohesiveness on offense, drives that inevitably may fall short, but there are handfuls of plays that look like it's heading in the right direction. Commenter says in capitals, give it to Pop Douglas if the asshole can get open. He's open every play. It's about the line and Jacoby Brissett. Speaking of forward pass, just to wrap up this segment, we'd be remiss not to play this clip from Albert Breer talking about Drake May and the Patriots' intentions to play him this year. I have very little interest in talking about it right now because I think that is a loser mentality from a fan's perspective and a commenting perspective, not to focus on the game this week and just to look ahead at the big, giant fucking question mark that is Drake May, as if he's your savior. I have no interest in that. However, it is news, and we are nothing else newsworthy. So can you please play Albert?
I'm not for making this determination based on an injury. I'm all for making this determination based on Drake May's readiness. And I think that this is the case, if they've prioritized Drake May's development over almost anything else over the last 4 or 5 months, I think leaving something like when you're actually going to put him in a real game to chance is playing Russian roulette. Like, you do not want to do that. So if I were the Patriots, I would have spent the weekend looking at veteran quarterbacks and going and bringing somebody in and at least putting them on the practice squad. So if Jacoby gets hurt, and nobody's wishing injury on Jacoby Brissett, but I think we can all see it happening. I think we can all see what's going on out there. The chance that he gets hurt is relatively high right now. I would go get a veteran backup to bring in just in case an injury happens and you're not at the point where you're comfortable putting Drake May in there for a full game yet.
Okay. First, Simple Minds, that I gave you the wrong clip. I wanted to talk about the clip that the Patriots have plans to play him, but I know I sent you that clip because I love Chris Gasper's face in there when Breer's like, Jacoby Brissett's gonna get injured, and Chris Gasper's like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Not
going
a
down."
shadow of a doubt. Not a shadow of a doubt. He's not gonna get hurt.
Quickly, just to wrap this up, the thought of bringing in a veteran quarterback was shot down this week by Gerard Mayo. Asked about Drake May. Him and AVP said he looks great in practice. Again, just wildly disagree with the way that they're going about this and their plan. Waiting for an injury is just, they're just reacting. They're just reacting. It's what they've done all offseason. It's what they're doing now with Drake May. They think they're holding him back. They're thinking going slow, but the second Jacoby Brissett goes down, that goes out the fucking window because they don't have a plan B. So they're just reacting. This is the plan for the Patriots.
It's possible that their plan is literally Drake May will start when Jacoby gets injured. That's what they're thinking. They were like, fate will guide us there.
It may be what Mayo.
He was limping off the field at MetLife Stadium. He looked like shit. Jacoby Brissett looked like he was in pain.
Look, that may be the case, and there may be alternative motives for that reason. They promised Jacoby the job, blah, 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 blah. It's wrong. It's the wrong way to do it. Either way, whatever the reason is, it's wrong. Yep. Just call it that he's going to start week 6 if he's ready or not, and bring in a Joe Flacco or somebody for injury duty if Brissett goes down. The way they're doing it now, I'm sorry, it's wrong. And the only way it's going to be right is if Brissett miraculously does not get his head torn off in the next 3 to 4 weeks or whenever.
If he finishes the season, if Jacoby Brissett finishes the season, that'd be a fucking shock to the whole New England fan
I don't
base.
see how he can possibly.
Well, he won't. And the clip I thought we were going to play from Breer said that the Patriots they're going to play Drake May this year. He is going to come in. Their plan is to start him on a certain week, but again, that will be accelerated when Brissett goes down. So stupid.
When, not if. When.
Okay. All right. Let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious ones.
Thank you there, Richard. After being embarrassed in their only primetime game of the season, the Patriots look to bounce back, but have a big task ahead of them with the defending NFC champion San Francisco 49ers. The current line for the game, 49ers are favored at 10.5, while the over-under is at 40.5. The Boston Red Sox shocked a lot of us this year, but a playoff berth wasn't in the cards as they are officially eliminated from postseason play for the 3rd season in a row. But hey, we have the number 1 prospect in all of baseball now. That's cool. The Boston Celtics opened up training camp this week with Banner 19 already on their minds. The Celtics start preseason play next week in Abu Dhabi, take on the Denver Nuggets. The Bruins and goaltender Jeremy Swayman still have not reached an agreement on a contract extension. Even though Don Sweeney isn't mad, he's just disappointed that he hasn't seen the goaltender at training camp this year. Like what you hear? Go to your music platform and download Chasing the Devil. New Hampshire band, local, gotta support local music. Lead singer, not as handsome as this guy, but some say we kind of resemble each other a little bit, maybe like related. Who knows? Go check them out. Their new single drops next week, October 2nd, and then they go on their first leg of their tour with Shim starting October 5th in Ohio. This has been Headlines with the Obvious One. Back to you, Richard.
I'd just like everybody to know that was not a sanctioned
Here we go.
ad from whatever.
Did you have to give like a presentation at work and it didn't go well, so you're a little iffy on it?
What the fuck are you talking about? What is he talking about? What's Bobby talking about? That was stupid.
Now, do you honestly think you sounded better in that recorded version than?
No, but you couldn't make fun of me while I was talking live, so I love it.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Yeah, sponsored segment from free sponsorship. That was not a fully endorsed Simple Minds Sports Show.
It was. Jayson the Devil. There. Go check him out. Download him.
It was.
That was real fucking sneaky, Ray. Real fucking sneaky.
Hey, he scratches my back. I scratch his back.
That's how being gay works.
He's my cousin. He's my cousin.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, okay. Let's throw it over to a newest segment here.
He's so fucking angry.
I mean, look, the sad boy petition to record the headline so he doesn't sound stupid and we can't make fun of him, and then combined with the secret fucking pitch for your cousin's band. Yeah, fuck off, you fucking snake.
Anyways.
Hiss, you snaky little weasel. God. All right, Bobby, let's throw it over to 10 questions from the NFL and beyond.
Okay, first question. Are you sold on Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, he hasn't thrown over 150 yards, I believe, this whole season. So his defense is holding him into games. He's been playing mediocre teams. So no, I'm not sold on them.
Yeah, he's a perfect Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
Yeah, he's born to be the Steelers quarterback. He'll be there for 10 years.
They need to incorporate his running, and they might actually win some games.
They still haven't named him the starting quarterback, though. Russell Wilson is still QB1 until when he comes back. So
Speaking of
he's traded to
Wilson,
Miami.
Yeah.
Is he done?
No. I've been saying this for years, even into last year when the Patriots were rumored to go for him this offseason. His numbers are good. They are good. Even in Denver, when on a bad team, when everybody said he was cooked and sucked, people are saying that because he's weird as shit and alienates himself from the team. Look, and that may be a reason not to bring him into your organization because he's weird and alienates himself. But from a quarterback perspective, he's not done. He's as good as half the quarterbacks in this league still. Definitely.
And he's basically free because the Broncos are paying him. So he'll end up somewhere, especially with these mediocre quarterback resurgence going on.
Yeah, I mean, Miami should be knocking down the door of Pittsburgh. But if Pittsburgh's smart, they're not going to let him go. They're going to keep both those guys all season long. They've got a chance to
they're paying him nothing.
Yeah, they get a chance at the playoffs. They'll manage it. They got a strong organization, unlike the Crafts, who have delved into dysfunction and rumor mills and drama the past several years. The Steelers are steadfast. They'll be fine.
Malik Neighbors, best player from the draft?
So far.
Yeah, thus far. Definitely.
See those Giants highlights? He's nasty.
Or Joe Alt. Joe Alt's been playing pretty well on the offensive line for the Chargers.
Yeah, tackle's
guy.
boring.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, Neighbors would be the
that shiny new toy outside.
flashy object.
The new Odell Beckham.
How boring would it have been if the Patriots drafted him 6 overall if they took that Giants pick? Not that boring.
An absolute snooze fest is what it would be.
Would have been real nice.
Oh, great. Jacoby Brissett's not hurt. Awesome.
Hey, it'd be 2-1.
Possibly, yeah. 49ers, will their season recover from all these injuries?
Yes.
In recover, do you mean make it back to the Super Bowl?
Will they be a Super Bowl contender, perennial team as they've been the past 3-4 years?
No, but not because of the injuries, because they're every team has a shelf life. Every week, coach's message runs dry. They need to shake that roster up. That they have dried out that pot. It's over.
Have you ever heard of Kansas City Chiefs there, Richard?
Yeah, have you ever heard of Patrick Mahomes, Raymond?
Yeah, I'm just saying. But Avery's been there, so his message hasn't run dry yet.
Ever heard of Patrick Mahomes, Raymond? I had this argument conversation the other day. Kyle Shanahan is the perfect example of a guy of the type of coach we were talking about. This was based off our Hall of Fame text. I was talking with Dr. Vittles. And he thought Donovan McNabb was a better candidate for the Hall of Fame than Cam Newton, which is hard to argue, sure. But then it was a conversation that delved into Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. Would Belichick be what he is without Brady? And I said no, but Reid wouldn't be what he is without Mahomes. They're both great, but without the player, you're nothing. And Kyle Shanahan has yet to learn that. Therefore, he will not get back to the Super Bowl until he learns his lesson that you need a quarterback, not a guy with a earpiece where you throw the ball to the slot and he throws the ball to the slot no matter what happens.
Players win games.
Players win games.
All right. How much power do you need before you start butt fucking dudes just to let them know what the fuck's up and who you are? How much power? Because there's like a very specific graph. There's an intersection point where you get enough power that you have to start butt fucking dudes.
Did you watch the video I sent? Did you watch it or no?
No. So do you have the answer?
Yeah, maybe you're in the answer.
Yeah, apparently he just basically he has no musical talent. He had no.
Well, of course, we're talking about Diddy, Puff Daddy,
Diddy, yeah.
Shun Diddy Combs.
No musical talent. No, he couldn't write lyrics or anything like that. Basically, he just came up because he was good at butt fucking, I think, or taking it in the butt.
Yeah, I think if it's maybe just one more promotion at work, I'd probably start, get over here, you little fuck. I'll show you. Yeah.
One more promotion. I might
Just
have to
one more.
I'm gonna have to email Bank of America tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a nice letter of recommendation.
You should. Please do.
No, the I was just talking about this too. I'm so intrigued by this now, and it is about the level, right? It's like this is not a conversation for you. Please leave.
Yeah,
Please leave.
Finley, you gotta go. Finley, you gotta go.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm just kidding. You can't hear us anyway. You throw me off here. Anyway, next question.
When do you start Drake May?
Chicago, week 10.
I don't know. I don't know. You can start him next week if he can take a play and call it.
Week 5. Start him week 5.
If
I
he
think
can,
10, you're out of the playoffs no matter what. There's no chance. You're already eliminated. 10 would
none
be
of that matters to me. Sorry to interrupt you, Ray, but I get that. A lot of people talk about it, like all of the surrounding, all the surrounding pieces and what's going on should make that determination. I just don't agree. This is where you have to trust your coach. Does the kid know how to go in there and play? If he can run your offense, put him in. Go. It's time to go. If he can run your offense, go. That's been the deal the whole time. And normally I would say, even if you have a bad offensive line, it doesn't matter. But I mean, this offensive line was if it's as bad as Thursday, you can't put him back there. You'll ruin him. But even if it's mediocre, like, go. It's time to go, man. Like, get out there. Mid-season. Go. Start throwing the ball around.
Go time, baby.
Bench Trevor Lawrence for Mac Jones?
No.
Not unless you're looking for fumbles.
Yeah.
From an outside perspective, I would love to see a little bit more Mac, but if I'm the Jaguars, no. But Trevor Lawrence sure looks terrible.
He looks broken. I don't know if that's a Peterson thing, but
totally disinterested in football.
Yeah.
Got that payday, baby. That's what happens. You see that money, so now you know he's butt fucking.
Money.
He's starting to get that power. So he's almost at that axis.
He looks like he doesn't have to get the power to reach that boiling point.
No, he still looks like a receiver in that category still. The irony of Mac Jones' first play under center with the Jaguars being a strip sack fumble it was too good. God,
it was great. Yeah, just a quick reminder about it. Oh no, you're still Mac Jones, bitch.
And Peterson, that quote from Peterson in the offseason that we're gonna teach him some Jags habits. We're gonna keep those Patriots habits out of Jacksonville. Guess that didn't work, did it?
Nope.
Forgot about that.
Same old Mac.
Same old Mac.
Quick knowledge check. Raymond, what's a ball cock?
A ball cock is in the back of your toilet. Is basically the float that.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say the back of your mom's throat.
Well, that's what I was
going to. I thought it was going there too.
No, it's the ball that's in the back of your toilet, so it's the float, pretty much. So, like when you flush the toilet, that's what makes it so it rises up and the water goes down.
There'll be more plumbing knowledge checks as we go on.
Yep.
Excellent. Bengals, Jags, and Titans are all 0-3. Who ends with the worst record?
Wait, what is it? Bengals?
The Bengals, the Jags, and the Titans. All
Titans.
0-3.
Titans. Will Levis is awful. I think that was a huge bust right there. I think Trevor Lawrence will get it.
Who's the Titans' backup quarterback?
Is it Ryan Tannehill?
No, he's on the streets.
He's a free agent, I believe, and it was Malik Willis, and he's gone.
I'm gonna go Jags because I think that Titans head coach, the OC from the Bengals, he hates Will Levis. Will Levis will get benched, and
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, Mason Rudolph will get them 6 or 7 wins. And the Jags Jags might bottom out here. I'm gonna go Jags.
Give me the Bengals. Joe Burrow's a lesbian, and I think there's something really weird going on there. T. Higgins is literally faking an injury, and he's getting his money, and neither is the other receiver, Chase. So give me the Bengals.
The meme Bobby's referencing there with Joe Burrow is just Joe Burrow showing up to his last game dressed like Ellen DeGeneres. It's all over the internet. But the headline "Joe Burrow's a lesbian" was very funny.
Yeah, but
Bobby was. Like I said, I'm bringing that word back in my everyday vernacular.
But Bobby whacked off to that fucking photo, so there you go.
There
he whacked off to the Joe Burrow lesbian photo.
Doesn't take a lot for me to whack
All right,
off.
this segment's off the rails. We still got to talk Celtics. Finish it up, Bobby.
Vikings, Seahawks, and Steelers, all 3-0. Who ends up with the best record?
Vikings are for real. O'Connell's for real. What's his name?
Sam Darnold.
No. Defensive coordinator.
Flores.
Brian Flores is for real. They got good coaching. They got good talent. I think. God, you just said it. Sorry, my brain is fried. Sam Darnold will come back to earth to a certain level at some point this year, but I think that team's always good.
You got Justin Jefferson though. You got Justin Jefferson. You got who's the tight end that's hurt on IR right now?
Hawkinson.
He's coming back off IR soon. So yeah, I mean that's a loaded offense.
Yeah,
imagine that mediocre. So you got a mediocre quarterback with a loaded offense, and he looks good. Weird how that all works out.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right, that was a nice segment, Bobby. I like that. I like the plumbing knowledge.
You're welcome.
There'll be many more knowledge checks to come.
Excellent. Okay, quick break.
Here we are, back to the show. The number 2 least favorite group of immigrants to Hans Kemp.
Native Americans.
Whoa! Whoa! He set us up all nice guys. Sri Lankan, not going to be that big of a deal. Small island. Now you go straight to the native people of our very own land.
Bold.
Why?
Bold.
What is it about the Native Americans that you don't like?
They're poor and dirty.
Can we find out who Hans's number 1 most disliked group?
Yes, it wouldn't surprise you who it is either.
I'd like to hear it from his mouth.
Well, go check that out. I'm sure Kill Tony. I'm sure YouTube you can find that. Okay, boys, it's basketball season. Celtics training camp has started. They had media day this week. We've got some clips for you. We've got some quotes for you. Let's kick it off right off the bat with Old Man Horford talking about Tatum and Brown getting disrespected at the Olympics. He said, quote, "I personally was not happy about it. Those guys are very special to me and motivated me and all of us for this upcoming season." This whole Olympic thing was really played up there on media day. We got a Tatum clip talking about it a little bit as well.
You want the motivation one or do you want the Olympics one? Olympics?
From your experience at the Olympics this summer.
That's a broad question. You want to be more specific?
Is it something you're going to draw motivation from, I guess?
Want to address I didn't play in 2 of those games? That's what you mean?
That's part of it, yeah.
Motivation. I guess you could say that, and if you want to simplify it. In real time, it was tough. But it's and Joe, I talk to Joe a lot. Joe was probably the happiest person in the world that I didn't win Finals MVP and that I didn't play.
Your boy Joe, Bobby.
Fucking love
Your
it.
boy Joe. Psycho
I bet
Joe.
he was the happiest when he was sitting on the bench in those games.
I mean, you have to. There's got to be some type of conspiracy theory that Missoula was in the ear of Kerr saying, "Bench this kid for we got to get these minutes down."
If only Steve Kerr would ever listen to a word Joe Missoula said.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how much I don't care about the Olympic thing with either of these guys?
I know you guys don't. I know you don't care, but he obviously after that he cares that he got snubbed, and he said real time.
No, he doesn't.
Jason Tatum is a delicate flower. Of course, yes, he does care about these sorts of things.
He cares about that. This is the generation that's coming up now.
But what does that mean for what does that mean for this year? So what? Now he's going to average more points and rebounds and assists because
no,
he was sad that he got benched.
because he had LeBron and Steph Curry and Anthony Davis and all these other guys who he knows is better, that he's better than them right now in his career. Right now, I'm not saying like overall. Right now, he's better than these guys, and he was benched for them, and because he's not as good as them in Steve Kerr's mind.
Tatum's mental state is a constant topic of conversation for us, and right there you could delve into it about how he's feeling about his basketball career.
Yeah, if you ask me, I bet he moved on. I bet he isn't. I bet he, like you said, in the moment it was tough, and then once it was over, he got his gold medal, he got his pictures, he got his smiles, he got his shoe deal, he's got a $310 million contract, he's got a ring ceremony coming up. I bet Tatum's doing just fine. Okay,
I don't think Golden State. I whatever the spread is, I would fucking take the Celtics by $1 billion because
I hope not. I don't think Tatum is that player.
He's going to shove it down Kerr's throat.
I hope not, because I don't think Jayson Tatum's that player. I don't think Jayson Tatum's the type of guy to go, I gotta show the world how good I am right now. He'll go 9 for 42 with 27 points and any fish they'll lose. So I hope not. I hope he is as level-headed as he always has been, and we'll get back to this on why that's a good thing for the Celtics. The guy that I think does take every slight and puts it right in the middle of the chip on his shoulder is Jaylen Brown, and to get benched in the Olympics is embarrassing, and that sucks. To just like not even be asked to show up after winning the NBA Finals MVP, and as a guy that's just constantly been underappreciated, and I think Jaylen Brown is the guy to watch out for in this season. But we can get back to a little bit. My biggest question for this team through the regular season, at least, is how are they going to manage the front court? Porzingis is out to at least Christmas. Al Horford is old as hell, and they have nobody of decent talent to fill those spots on a regular basis. You have corny Luke Cornett and Neemias Kuta, or whatever his name is.
You got Tillman still.
I like Tillman, but he's an undersized big that can't do anything nearly close to what Horford and Porzingis can do. So they're going to have to play a lot of small ball. Jayson Tatum's going to have to play down the block a lot defensively. And I just wonder through a regular season how that affects them and how that wears on them physically, and how they get through it, how they manage it.
Basketball doesn't start until after Christmas anyway, so that means you only really have a month without Kristaps Porzingis. So I think it won't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, early season basketball is whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, stellar, astute commentary from you guys right there. Kendrick Perkins says no one's afraid of the Celtics. Why? Goes right back to Tatum, in my opinion. They just don't think that I think the league agrees with me, Ray, that they don't expect Jayson Tatum to go into Golden State and drop 50 on Steve Kerr. And because of that, they're not afraid of the team. I think it's wrong. They should be. They're the most talented team in the league by far, in my opinion. And also that whole Perk clip, if you listen to it, he knows what he's doing. He's in the media for a reason. That little sound clip, no one's afraid of the Celtics, was backed up by commentary of all the teams in the East making all of these moves to compete with the Celtics. So he contradicted himself, and he talked about Jayson Tatum and Brown being hungry and going for the champion. So the entire segment was him contradicting that one sound clip of no one's afraid of the Celtics. And then, all of Green Nation got butthurt over it. But do you believe it's true? Do you think the rest of the league looks at the Celtics as not terribly intimidating or something that they're not afraid of?
No, and also Kendrick Perkins has been kicked out of the Green Teamers because of all his bullshit comments that he makes on ESPN. He probably will get fired because Zach Lowe just got laid off by ESPN, so Kendrick Perkins is probably next. But anywho's, that's why he has all this bad will towards the Celtics, because he's not brought back anytime soon. But I think the whole league is scared of the Celtics, like you said, because they are bolstering their lineups to get better than the Celtics and try to stop the Jays, which they won't be able to do this year because they're going back to back.
Stop calling them the Jays. Also,
I will do that because I know it pisses you off.
The reason Perk will not get fired is because of this type. He knows how to rustle the feathers and get the clicks and get.
Stop playing with your goddamn microphone, Jesus Christ,
Bobby.
Yeah, I don't think that the league is scared of them, mostly because they don't have that dominant personality that is like a traditional NBA intimidator. Tatum's not that, and everybody just hates Jaylen Brown. So I think they just throw a lot of shade towards him. I don't think that they have that sort of a persona that you would get from other classic NBA dynasties.
Can I tell you the best thing I heard about the Celtics this offseason? I forget who said it. Jayson Tatum is the Tim Duncan of the Boston Celtics.
That's a good analogy.
Mild-mannered, all-around performer, quietly efficient and effective, without a ton of flash. Now, obviously, Tatum is a different position, naturally from a wing position, in the way that he handles the ball as much. He's going to have more flash and more of those. But certainly through the playoffs, Jaylen Brown was the headline guy. He got all the awards, right? Obviously, that's the case. If that's the case, if Tatum can wrap his head around that and not have to be Kobe, this team will be good for a very, very long time.
It's a good analogy because Tim Duncan just carried them through the game. In the Spurs dynasty, it was always Manu Ginobili or Tony Parker at the end that salted it away.
Yeah, because they had the skill set to do it. And you got a Jaylen Brown or Derek White next to these guys that could be that type of person. What I'd really like to see from Tatum individually, and I've been calling for this for years, Raymond, is can he pull something out of Kobe, LeBron, Jordan's, KD's bag? Can he start playing inside the arc? Can he put his back to the basket and run an offense from the block? Once he does that, that's next level. That's top 5. That's, greatest player of all time discussion type of thing offensively. If he can start doing that, he will be terrific. But the more he goes 35 feet from the basket and tries to dribble through 5 guys, the less efficient and good in Tim Duncan he'll ever be. But he talked about that in third person, if you'd like to hear it. Ray, do you have that?
The best he hasn't seen yet? That one?
I just always feel like overall I can still get better. I'm not at – you haven't seen like the best version of Jayson Tatum.
Oh, y'all heard that?
And you should, right? I'm only 26. I should continue to keep getting better.
Just real quick to sum this up, are you do you like or are you concerned with the fact that he's using third person at this point in time?
No, because all the greats do that.
That wasn't full third person. That wasn't full on third. That was no. So that was still in the first.
You haven't seen the best of Jayson. So full third would be Jayson Tatum ain't seen the best of Jayson Tatum.
Bingo.
That's when you get scared.
Jayson Tatum's telling you ain't seen the best of Jayson Tatum.
That's James Harden level third person.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. Look, Jaylen Brown had a lot to say. We're going to skip that because we're late. Their media day is full of clips. But just for fun, Ray, could you play Bobby the Missoula clip?
See you talking with Patriots head coach Gerard Mayo. What was the conversation? Did you give any advice on what it takes to win a championship?
No, I mean, he's won. He's been a part of some great ones. It was really more about the connections, and so really intrigued by the way they plan their practices, kind of the organizational approach towards a practice plan, how they go into kind of breaking down 3 phases of the game. We have 3 phases: offense, defense, special situations, and then how they really structure their staff based on who's communicating what and how they do it. So he was gracious enough to kind of spend some time with me in there. Really grateful for that, and I think he's obviously going to do a great job just because of his humility and his relationship management top to bottom. It's something that I picked up from him in that time.
Bobby,
just wanted to hear about how he structures practice, and it's about relationship management and how he structures his organization. Does he write a memo, and what line does he put on it? Does he CC his manager when he sends it off?
Bobby hates Joe Mazzulla. I love it.
He hates him so much.
He's such a twerp.
How does it make you feel that within that shot there is a head coach from the Celtics that is the world champion next to the Patriots head coach who has no business even being near a championship?
Highly unfortunate.
What a juxtaposition that is. Like
it is.
That's generally Bill Belichick talking to whoever the new young kid in town with the whistle, talking about all of his rings, and now Missoula's over there like,
He was just so gracious to talk about all 3 situations, because we have 3 situations too. It's special situations.
It's like, hey, Gerard, why don't you just give it to your best players and get the fuck out of the way? You're like, well, my best player is my punter, so we got dope vibes, though. Dope vibes down here in Foxborough. Okay, there you go. There's Celtics Media Day. It's basketball season. More to come on them, of course. But we'll be right back with our newest segment called The Best of the Internets this week. There you go, right. Okay, here's the segment. Again, if you're listening, sorry, this is more of a visual. Maybe skip ahead or pull up YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. If you can, please smash that subscribe and like. But we're going to pull up our favorite memes that we collected this week and comment on them. So I asked Ray to bring up some quippy music to go underneath this. Let's see if he was able to do that.
Yep, hold on. Just keep talking because it takes a little bit. So
okay, so it takes a little bit for the quippy music, no problem. And then we're gonna pull up some screenshots on the screen.
Do you matter which one goes up first for the screenshots?
No, just bring them up and let's make some jokes.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. Hi, Finley. Finley's back. Let's start with this one, the good boy I put on there.
Oh, okay. So here's a shot of McVay tapping Shanahan on the head after that brutal loss with the
good boy. I'm sorry, boy. It's like petting your dog.
The most disrespectful sports. Where's the quippy music, Ray?
It's right. You can't hear it?
No.
Nope. It's there.
Thanks, Bobby.
It's very quippy.
Thank you.
I can't hear it at all.
All right. Well, it's there. Bobby already agreed.
That is wildly disrespectful. McVay just tapping.
It is. On the yeah.
I enjoyed that, though.
Buddy.
You'll get it. Don't worry there, little guy.
Don't worry. You'll beat me one day.
Next one I got is this one.
This is great. This is
Mike
great.
McDaniel to Uncle Billy.
Mike McDaniel looks ridiculous. He literally looks like a fucking bum.
He's an asshole. I watched somebody just did we put this on the show? I don't remember. Just based him so hard. The guy that created spreadsheets for the San Francisco 49ers is somehow a head coach in the league. I've been calling this guy a fraud since the second he got hired, and the fact that he showed up to the training camp looking like this is just wonderful. And the comparison to Uncle Billy is spot on.
Baby Billy, baby. If K-State loses to BYU, I'll shove a beefy 5-layer burrito up my ass. That is Saint Bill Snyder.
Now this one was personal for me and twofold. So Ingrid has a cousin, Will Swanson's the starting tight end for BYU. We're going to see him in West Virginia in a couple weeks.
You mean KSU, State? Not BYU, KSU.
Sorry, KSU. Yeah, he plays for Kansas State. Yeah. And then secondly, the 5-layer burrito up your ass is double fold for you, right? Obviously being a big 5-layer burrito guy.
Yep.
And
I like burritos.
It was the taking things anally that probably separated you guys in my mind.
Well, you like beans. You probably just take everything out and just eat the beans, huh, Bobby? Kawhi Leonard status for opening night. Uncertain. No shit.
Yeah, this one just made me giggle. No shit was my exact response as well.
Oh shit. Oh weird. He's already on fucking.
He's on the injured list already.
Already. It didn't take long.
Kawhi's been injured for fucking 6 years. Okay, next.
And continues. Yep.
Now, here's a picture of a guy wearing a hat that says 69 Martinez, a big burly beard. He has no arms, and his shirt says "Relax, I'm unarmed." And that's the greatest. That's just a classic pun, if you would.
Fantastic.
That is
Middle America, baby.
And of course, Jacoby Brissett.
Hang in there, man.
Disgusted faces I've ever. Just looks scared and sad.
Looks like you just came from the Diddy party.
Yeah, it looks like you said
saw
wild
shit.
shit.
You just saw some shit. Like, what the fuck? What is that I just saw?
I didn't sign up for this, Puffy.
And then we got this, the great debate from the week.
Okay, this is Eli Manning and Cam Newton split screen. Cam Newton on his podcast said, if he gets a gold jacket before me, I deserve 2 of them of Eli Manning. And this set off a conversation on our text chain. It also just made me angry. Cam Newton sucks. I can't stand it.
I labeled this one as I hate Rich because I said that, what was the thing?
Quickly, wait.
Kurt
Warner was
Warner.
the first quarterback to take 2 teams to a Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that was wrong. And Ray doubled down on that heavily all the time as bottom of the totem pole of thumb. Craig Morton was the first quarterback to lead 2 teams to a Super Bowl.
Anywho's.
And I just like this one. This is the rest. The rest of those were funny and we made fun of them. This was just a clean, nice looking shot of a guy that doesn't care about getting benched.
Forgot the best meme of the week.
What's that?
Joe Burrow as a lesbian.
Oh
I wasn't able to get that one back in there. And just real quickly to go back to the Cam Newton and Eli Manning. Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
By the current standards, fine, I'll accept that. But the current standards are bullshit, and he isn't.
I agree with that. But by the current standards, he's in a landslide, and Cam Newton is not. And for Cam Newton to say I should get to it, Cam Newton has not even sent in his papers for retirement to start the 5-year
He still has it,
clock.
baby. He still has it.
Miami's ticking. Okay, there you go. There's your new segment, the best of the internets this week. We'll try harder next time. Yeah, a couple of giggles there. Again, if you are listening, go to YouTube, check it out. I'm sure Ray will put this up there as a segment in the coming days.
I probably will. Great.
All right, we'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Okay, Simplest Minds of the Week. Ray, I know you have a couple. Why don't you start?
This one you sent me, we'll let the guy explain it in the video.
Gosh, green emphasis! The Texas butthole tickling bandit has finally been caught. Beg your flipping pardon. I was that traumatized, I had to read it twice. I've got so many questions. What do you mean he was finally caught? Why was he on the loose in the first place? If you're in Texas, you're not safe. This is the American version of Purple Aki. They've called him a bandit. How many times has bro done this? How close do you have to be to someone to tickle the bum? Look at his face. The guy's got no remorse. If you release him, he'll do it again. How much of a menace do you have to be to break into people's homes? Not to steal anything. Not to take their car. Not to take money. Not to take their shoes. Or to tickle their butthole. You know how petty this is? Imagine asking someone, what do you do to get into jail? Oh, I tickle someone's butthole. What is wrong with you? This is by far the worst crime I've ever seen. This is worse than when guys broke into DDG's home just to slap the guy. This guy's breaking into people's homes to tickle their bums. Their bums! What do you gain? I thought the UK wasn't real. America's on a different level. Imagine that being your code name. The Texas butthole tickling bandit. The serial bumhole tickler. And what do you mean by finally? Was this some type... I've never been more confused before in my life. But how did you catch him? Was the whole thing a setup? Did you have to try and get him to tickle your bum? How have you caught him? I don't know. I don't know.
Look at him. He has no remorse. If he gets out, he'll do it again.
They call him a bandit.
Why do they call him a bandit? Why do you keep doing this?
I have to admit, I am a sucker for the British accent and the way that they say bum. Made the whole thing very funny.
That made it way more funny. Because if it was like one of us talking about it, it'd be like, it's not that. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but it's not that funny.
Yeah, the story itself is ridiculous and ludicrous and funny, but that video, kudos to that guy. And the accent just put it on. And applause to the Texas law enforcement that finally caught the Texas tickling butthole bandit.
How do you think they got him though? To smell his fingers?
Probably.
That was probably a DNA analysis from your butt when he licked it, his tongue.
The next one, the video explains itself once again.
Arthur Blank inducted himself into the Ring of Honor for the Falcons as if that was something he did not have control over, and that as part of the celebration, there would be free hot dogs, chips, and fountain sodas. Where are you at on the idea of inducting yourself into your own Ring of Honor? This seemed profoundly sad to me.
Yeah, it's absolutely bizarre. It would be like naming yourself Employee of the Month at a company that you own.
The classic bad guy looking dude.
I can see Robert Kraft. I can see Robert Kraft doing this.
Oh, he got on the phone to his PR guys immediately. It was like, why is this not done for me yet?
Yeah, why am I not in my own Hall of Fame?
Jonathan, why am I not in the Hall of Fame yet, Jonathan?
He said, I want it bigger than Brady's was. I want 2 stadiums full.
Here's what we'll say about Arthur Blank. At least he's not running like sex trafficking racketeer schemes. He's got to that butt fucking level of power, and he's not doing it. Or at least he hasn't been caught.
Oh no, let's not say about things we don't know. He could be. He could.
He
The worst he did was buttfucked his PR team by inducting himself into his own hall.
But
His social media.
We have to go through the Diddy Party guest list.
Yeah.
Was he part of it?
Would you bet an amount of money that mattered to you that Arthur Blank has never butt fucked somebody?
No.
Exactly. He's done some butt fucking.
Yeah, or in return, one or the other. Yeah.
He has that perfect mustache where you know he's behind him going meow.
Lastly,
that's it.
That's it. Okay. Very good. This has been the Semi Sports Show Friday Rewind, live Thursday, September 26th. Bye bye.
Bye bye.